On this episode, fire, ice, struggling, and comfort food. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so I left Los Angeles fires, then I went into Ventura County, and then Ventura County turned to be a little bit fiery. So now I'm in Oceana. More on that soon, but I will do a separate thing on that. Holy moly. So it's been something. Then there's this polar effing vortex over Canada. I can't really go into Oregon and Washington without freezing to death. I was also having some personal relationship-y stuff going on. So, all that to say, the solution to that is Mexican food. I'm going to explain why. When I was 18, 19, I lived with 3 women who we were all either going to school or working in the restaurant business in a place called Mexicali Rosas in a suburb of Ottawa, capital of Canada, for those of you that don't know. And it was the time of my life. So, now that I am where I am, I thought I would go and get authentic Mexican food. Okay, so for $24.64, 2 beef tacos, combo churro, not sure that's right, churro beans, crispy, and then a vegetarian enchilada. So for $24. So I am on a beach. I'm going to back up a little bit. I am on a beach in Oceano. Stunning, gorgeous. Couldn't possibly be happier. I have to keep moving every day or so because it's just crowded. Even at this time of year in the summer, it would be way worse. I'm in off season, so that's great. Oh, and by the way, Jennifer, thank you for my coffee cup. Thank you. So I went and got these tacos at, where is it called? Juan's Cantina on Piers Avenue, Oceana, California. So we're going to open this together and we're going to find out. I can't even. It's going to be amazing. This first little bag. Oh, there's nachos. I'll go. More nachos. So when I worked at Mexicali Rosas, we were all kids in high school. Run by a guy named John McCarthy. Sweetest person. Many of us met through there. Some of us already came in from there. From high school relationships. Oh my God. I'm going to show you this. And we just oh, look at that. Okay. So that is the beef taco. Unfamiliar for me is that I think it's a little bit deep fried. I'm super excited about how healthy that is for me. But, okay, so we're going to do that. Wow. Super not graceful. But, oh my God, it's so good. Okay, so, there's that. I still have a scar. And I'm going to take my... You're not going to be able to see it. I have a scar here. Because when we used to carry the fajita pans, when we were 18, 19, I was carrying it and somebody hit me and the fajita pan, which is boiling hot, left a permanent scar on my wrist. So, okay, so this is, I'm gonna put the link in. Can you see it? Joe's Cantina? Old Juan's Cantina. Okay. Well, we're going to try this. I know this is probably boring the blazes out of you, but you know, of all the things that I thought that I was going to do for the sake of educating about van life, showing you washing my hair, or showing to you washing my hair and washing my face, and then alluding to how the rest of... anyway, so here we go. Buddy's upset about it, obviously, but it's not actually as difficult as you might imagine to stay clean on the roads. Lots of us do it. Buddy, did you have the zoomies? Oh, you've picked up on the smell of something. There are a few critters around here because we're near... What are those? What are those, bud? Okay, so you're gonna have to do tricks for everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry you're hearing The Walking Dead in the background, but that's the show that we're watching. Okay, okay. Can you sit? Well, you jumped ahead to shaking pot. Can you lie down? Lie down. Lie down.
The emergency vehicle there. Crash site was rubble.
You're such a good boy. I do take you to some really, really interesting places. A friend of mine laughed that I own box cutters that are in my vehicle, and this morning at about 7:30, a person having a issue with the world was getting dangerously close to where I camp, and I brought out the box cutters. I called the rangers. I'm in a state park. I was going to say provincial, but I was at a state park. So, okay, so that was handled. The individual who managed to learn some incredible swear words that I have never heard before. And let me tell you, I know a lot of colorful swear words. But it's the first time in a while that I was looking for the escape route, and then got the rangers involved and basically said, I'm sure it's a mental health situation, but I do not want this person coming close to me or to my dog. Cool. What are you doing? What? What are you doing? Okay. There's a lot going on today in my world. We just passed a coyote, so that was a little uncomfortable for Buddy. I'm going to get coffee. I have an 11 o'clock my time with my medical case manager, just to get brought up to speed on all of my various medical situations. But part of what's going on in my world, quite honestly, is it is cold. I know for my Canadian friends, they're going to mock me. If you hear a rattling, it's because my bear bell is somehow loose in the top. But so it's cold, and what that means isn't necessarily that I'm afraid of the cold or that I'm not sleeping well, but the campgrounds are empty. Given what I'm doing out here to write a book and to interview people and to talk about van life, there are no van lifers when it's this cold. I don't know where they all go, but mostly it's people with big RVs. You really can hear the bear bell, can't you? Mostly it's people with big RVs who have either diesel heaters or some other system. I just have a little tiny dog and I bury myself. So I'm also doing some work on a project that I am excited to tell you all about soon for International Women's Day. And basically, I'm just going to be staying at the campground and trying to make a pretty big decision about my route back to Canada. It's going to be a big decision because it impacts my family on Vancouver Island and potential visit there. But this polar vortex and everything is potentially going to put me 2 weeks behind where I needed to be. And as a result, there's just a lot to figure out. I'm not in places where I'm talking to the people that I want to be interviewing. And if I want to do that, I basically have to go back the way that I came because I need to go back to Arizona. Yeah. I don't like to go back. It's a funny thing, like you could use that analogy for almost anything, but I don't want to go back. Although I could see my, what are you doing, mister? I could see my family in Texas again. That would be a big bonus, but it's just cold. Trying to figure it out. Well, some changes have been made, but first I wanted to show you, you see those people who they're Arctic explorers? Yeah. I wear sunscreen. I really do. I'm just a freckly person. So we're leaving the campsite now because I am seeking inspiration today. I talked to a couple of friends about it this morning, and I don't know if I'm struggling with change agility, which seems funny for a full-time traveler, but these big storms all over the United States, my route, timeline where I have to get back to Ottawa for what I call my day job in person and for insurance reasons on a certain date. And it's just been really hard to tell my British Columbia and Alberta family that that will probably be delayed until late summer, fall. Yeah. So I'm going to go to the beach. I'll take some video for you there. You think I'm talking to you? I haven't put you in your seatbelt yet. I'm going to take, so I'm looking for inspiration, ironically, because my friends and I have been working on a mental health podcast for, probably a year or so. And, okay, you can sit with me just for a few minutes and then you go in your seatbelt. And so ironically, I'm going to the beach looking for inspiration because all of this change about my route and weather being a problem has me feeling a little bummed out. So I did say to one of my friends, I said, just amazing that my own mental health is causing me to procrastinate and not feel particularly enthusiastic about things right now. And yet look how fortunate I am, right? I'm going to go to the beach, hopefully do some writing, preparation, administrative stuff on the mental health podcast. And that's not my day job. My day job is Director of Communications for the Canadian Tulip Festival. But yeah, it's not easy to, I was watching someone else's podcast and they were talking about the feeling of awe. And I feel that so much on this journey. I'll come around a corner and see the Pacific Ocean for the first time this trip. I've seen it before. Or, the Smoky Mountains. And I just think, oh God, I'm just the luckiest person on earth to be able to do this. But there's something eating at me about having to change this route, not being able to see my family until the weather is better. Because if you've ever driven across Canada or the Rocky Mountains in winter or late spring, you know that can be a little unpredictable. So yeah, I was really looking forward to that. So I guess maybe just disappointed, sad. So that's where we are today. So I'm going to take you to the dunes.